The difficulty of those whose thoughts are set on unmanifested is greater, for the goal of unmanifested is hard to reach by the embodied beings. Vinoba Bhave says it very nicely that asking the Supreme Soul the question of what is better between the God with form and qualities and the God without qualities and form is like asking a mother with two children which of the two children are dearer to her. The mother likes both of her children, but despite this, when one has to clarify that the Supreme Soul says that those who worship the God without qualities and without a form attain God, but the difference is that the difficulties of the worshippers of the unmanifest and the Nirgun Nirakar are greater. The word adhikata raha, greater, is used, and this is a comparative degree. The meaning of this is that those who worship the Sagun Sakar, the God with form and qualities, also have difficulties, and it's not as if people on the path of the God with forms and qualities is like a bed of roses. No, there is difficulties on the path of the Sagun Sakar are great, but the difficulties on the path of the Nirgun Nirakar, which is a God without qualities and a form, are greater and more. Why is this? This is because the goal of the unmanifested is hard to reach by the embodied beings, and one has to put in a lot of hard work and to go through a lot of sorrows. We make efforts to try and understand this. Vedantis give a very nice example in this matter. What is the difference between the children of cats and the children of monkeys? We know that when a cat gives birth to children, then it takes them to 9 places, and when it takes them to these places, then it takes them in its mouth. The mother looks after its children so much that while it travels, then nothing can get to the kitten. This is how the cat takes the kitten to 9 places. If the kitten falls down, then the mother feels as if it's its own fault, and she did not protect the child very well, and the child fell down because of her. The cat protects the kittens a lot. On the other hand, when the child of a monkey comes, then the mother has a lot of trust, and the child is not so dependent on its mother. When it wishes to go somewhere, then it sticks to its mother, and when it sticks onto its mother, then it sticks onto it in such a way that the mother feels as if the child has stuck onto her properly. And when the mother jumps from one branch to another, and if while doing this the child falls, then the mother comes down and slaps the child by telling the child, "Why did you not hold on to me properly? Why did you let go?" Both of them are mothers. The cat has as much feelings for her children as a monkey has for her children. But a difference comes in attitudes. The feelings are the same, but the attitudes are different. The reason for this is that the child of the cat has completely surrendered to its mother, thinking that I want to go where my mother takes me, whereas the child of the monkey insists itself. If the mother monkey tries to put the child monkey in its mouth, then the child monkey will not go in. The child monkey will say, "I will hold on to you." That is why when it falls, the mother asks, "Why did you not hold on to me?" Vedantis say that those who worship the Sagun Sakar, the God with a form and qualities, are like the children of cats, and devotees of the God without qualities and without form are like the children of the monkeys. The Supreme Soul looks after devotees of the God with form and qualities completely, and looks after them everywhere. I'm talking about those who have completely surrendered to the God with form and qualities. If a devotee of the Sagun Sakar wavers a little from the path and takes a wrong turn, then God worries about such a devotee, thinking that why did my son go on a wrong path? The Supreme Soul worries about this and creates circumstances so that the devotee comes back on a path of yoga. One who with full faith has worshipped the God with form and qualities certainly has had such experiences in his life. If one has performed bhakti devotion and such circumstances arise where for 2 years, 5 years or 20 years one gets lost, then such a situation arises again where he remembers God again and comes back on the path of bhakti devotion. And when he comes back on the path of bhakti, then he understands that my Lord is calling back, or my mother held my finger and brought me back. One experiences this at that time. On the other hand, those who worship the Nirgun Nirakar, the God without qualities and without form, are like the children of monkeys. They have an intoxication in their minds, and because this intoxication is there, because of this the path is difficult. In this verse, God clearly says that the goal of the unmanifest is hard to reach by the embodied beings. Shri Krishna uses the word Deha Badvi, meaning one who has an attraction towards the body, one who has bondages towards the body, or one who has attachment towards the body. One who thinks that I am the body is Deha Badvi. This means that if one who is a worshipper of the God without qualities and without form does not remain attached to the body, then he attains liberation. But it is very difficult to remain within the body and also to leave the attachments to the body. That is why on the path of the God without qualities and without a form, if there is one thing that's the greatest difficulty, then it's not the difficulty of the path, but the difficulty of us and the difficulty of the person on the path. And that is why the road seems to be difficult. We come into this 5.5-foot doll and live in it by saying that I am not this doll is different from experiencing it. And this experience is difficult. This is because no matter how much you say that I am not the body, at 12 p.m. at lunchtime you get hungry, and because you are hungry while you're performing chanting name of God while turning the prayer beads, you have to put it to one side and go and sit to eat. No matter how far you have gone on a path of the Nirgun Nirakar, the God without qualities and without form, when you get hungry, then your meditation will break and your body will have asked to eat. When you get thirsty, then your body will tell you to give it water. You have to do this, and how can you become free of these things? And these are very ordinary things. The pains and struggles of the body come. Your body goes through cold, heat and warmth. How will you be able to become free from all of this? No matter how far you've gone with your worship on the path of the God without form and qualities, when you get cold, then you have to wear a sweater, and when you get hot, then you sweat and you have to take a bath and make your body clean. Has not some of your meditation gone into the body? It has, and when that meditation goes into the body, then we become dehavadvi, embodied beings, and we get the feeling that I'm the body. Then the research into the God without qualities and without form breaks. That is why the path is difficult, otherwise you'll reach the same destination. The Gita is therefore talking with the conclusions of pure psychology. Idealistically, we keep saying that I am not the body. God explained using the whole Samkhya scriptures in the 2nd chapter of the Gita that that which dies is the body and the soul never dies. We are the soul and we are not the body. All of these facts are true, but it is a difficult thing for our experiences. When you see the majority of people in the world, then you see that they are worshippers of the God with qualities and form. Even those who are so-called worshippers of the Nirgun Nirakar, God without qualities and without form, are ultimately worshippers of the God with form and qualities. Maybe they do not worship idols in the same form or in the same method as we do, but there is a stone and they worship that stone. How then can the shivling be wrong? Either you worship the shivling or you worship the pure stone. This is also a form. If you get to see the picture of a pure place, then is this a form or not? It is a form. Then if you do this, you cannot say that you worship the God without qualities and without form. This is worship of the God with form and with qualities. It is human psychology that a form is needed. Secondly, the reason why the path of the Sagun Sakar, the God with form and qualities, is natural and straightforward is that bhakti, devotion, is about making the mind steady and concentrating the mind. And what does the mind become concentrated on? Where there is a form, the mind naturally and straightforwardly becomes concentrated on that form. If there is no form, then it's very difficult to make the mind concentrated. If I say to you now that you should close your eyes and meditate on air in this room, the air has no form, the meditation becomes difficult. How can you meditate on it? When we close our eyes, then we keep thinking air, 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 but we will not see air anywhere. The mind does not become steady and the mind keeps jumping. But if I tell you to close your eyes and think and make the mind steady on a sofa or a chair in your house, then you'll immediately be able to concentrate on it. You'll be able to see the sofa or the chair with the phone at the side. You'll be able to see that no upholstery on a handle that's torn a little and that you have to change it. You will remember everything. Why? This is because it has a form. The mind can be concentrated on an akar form and it cannot become concentrated on the nirakar formless, and this is why the path of the nirakar formless is difficult. There is nothing on which it can seek support. That is why the goal of the unmanifested is hard to reach by the embodied beings. You cannot make your mind steady on something because you cannot find a form. You cannot make your mind steady, so what should you concentrate on? You need a form. Great saints say that if Indian culture has given the world two unique and special things in the field of spirituality, then it's the concepts of Avtar, incarnations of God, and Murti Puja, idol worship. And the amount of elaborate and detailed idol worship there is in Sanatana Dharma, you'll not find anywhere else. We have thought about this a lot. I'll explain it in the next verse what Murti Puja, idol worship, is for. There is a reason behind it. There's a very big science behind us waking up every day, going to the small temple in our houses, and sitting in front of God. There is no blind faith behind it. The small temples and the form of your Ishtadev, your personal God, in them are in your and my houses, are the consequences of thousands of years of research activities by the rishis. There is a science behind it. We need the akar, a form. Let us go on to the 6th verse.